Next in our series, we're going to go through the shape tools. Adobe Illustrator gives you 5 shape tools to work with, and a bonus in that toolkit is the flare tool. The first tool we're going to get into is the rectangle tool, so just type an M on your keyboard. If we just click on our screen, you can see we get width and height settings, so we'll go 6 inches by 6 inches and see what that looks like. So that's going to just give you a square, exactly like what you would think. If you click and hold Shift and drag with your rectangle tool, you're going to draw a square. If you hold Option, it's going to pull from where you clicked, so it'll be centered. So if you were trying to center within your design or your workpiece, and you can click and hold Shift and Alternate or Option, then it'll be more or less in the middle of your piece. And then if you have your guide set, Command or Control U, Smart Guides, then you'll see exactly where center is. And holding Shift and Option or Alternate will give you a square that is directly centered. If you just click and drag, you'll get rectangles. And so it'll originate from your point of clicking unless you hold Option. Then it's going to be drawn out centered from your click. Next tool we're going to go over is the rounded rectangle tool. So with this one, if you click, you'll see you get the dimensions. So we'll go 6 inches by 4 inches. And then a corner radius, we're going to put in a 1/2 inch. So what it's going to do is it's going to draw that out just the way we said. But if we decide that we want to draw out more rounded rectangles, we can do any shape. It's still going to be that 1/2 inch radius. So as you see with the tiny one, it's going to actually end up being a circle. All right. Next up is Ellipse tool, and that one is an L on your keyboard for the shortcut. And this is as well, if you want to center it, go right in the middle of your page, holding Shift and Option or Alternate, you'll draw a perfect circle right in the middle of your page. If you just click and drag, you're going to draw ovals, and they're going to originate from the point of your click unless you hold Option, just like the square tool. Then it'll originate from the center of your click. Next up is the Polygon tool. There's no shortcut for that one. So if we just click here near the center of our screen, radius of 3, 8 sides. On the Transform tab in our tools, Polygon properties, it actually shows you exactly what you've got chosen. And you can round the corners. You can rotate it. And you can change your diameter. You can also click on your document, holding Shift, you're going to draw it out just the way it is, proportionally restricted. But if you arrow key up and arrow key down, you can change the number of sides that your shape has as well. And then once you get it decided how many sides you want, then you go back to holding Shift and it'll constrain it. Next up, we have the star tool. If we just click and hold Shift, we'll draw out kind of a happy star. If we click and hold Shift and Option, it's going to be a much tighter star. And also with this tool, you can arrow key up to increase the number of points on the star, or arrow key down to reduce the number of points. As you drag, you can see that it changes the diameter. If you hold Shift, it'll constrain how that moves, otherwise it's free. If you hold Command or Control on a PC, it'll hold the center diameter where it's at and allow the outer diameter to be extended, giving you longer, skinnier rays. And if you hold Shift, then it'll hold everything constrained. Now, if you pull that out and then let go of Command, then you can pull it in and reduce the size of that center diameter even more. And then holding Command again, you're able to pull those rays out even farther. And if you want like a real sun ray look, then we just add more. And there you go. And the last tool in this set is the flare tool. And the flare tool adds a lens flare effect to your image. So I created this orange background just to show what it's going to look like. It gives you areas to adjust if you don't like or love how it comes out just the way it's set up. You can change the diameter of the whole thing, change that and see what that does. So adjusting that to 500 changes things quite a bit. Go back to 1. Opacity is at 50, brightness is at 30. Change that. The number of rays, the longest, fuzziness. So if you're one who really likes to get into the weeds on things, this has got a lot of tweakability. So if we're here with an orange background, and you can see you kind of have a yellow ring here, but if we take that background away, everything changes. So it really is dependent on the background to do its thing. And we change that background to blue, green, pink. That's a fun tool to work with. It's been a lot of fun going through these tools and exploring the different functions and features that each one has to offer. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button for good measure. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.